guys, it's the Streamlock here, reviewing Counter-Strike Global Offensive, developed and published by Valve. Counter-Strike Global Offensive is a more modern iteration of the older Counter-Strike games. It's mainly similar to Counter-Strike Source on 1.6, with a few notable improvements along the way. CSGO does a really good job of breaking up the meta we've had for the past couple of years in Source on 1.6. Increased gun variety is actually really nice. There's a lot of really cool additions and each of the guns feel like they're unique in their own way. I really like the fact, as a casual player, that Valve have chosen to add extra grenades and gear into the game. It enables players like me to think a bit more tactically at the start of the game instead of just having to go for this meta option that you maybe had to go for in Source. The fact that I can now choose, I don't know, let's say a decoy grenade or a Molotov to either halt the advancement of a rush or fake a flank on the enemy. I don't know, there's something a bit more exciting about it than just straight up throwing flashbangs and charging in. It makes me feel like I'm in the action, I'm more involved in what's going on around me. As far as competitive play is concerned, I'm not really too sure because I'm not really into the competitive scene of Counter-Strike. However, I did hear that they tweaked a few guns and things like that to bring them more up to par with normal competitive weapons like the AK-47 and the M4. One thing that is noticeable that I was a bit disappointed with actually is the fact that they got rid of silencers. Like, I really loved silencers in Source. They didn't really bring anything much to the actual, the whole aiming and things like that, but I don't know, I just really liked shooting people in the head with a silenced pistol. It was just kind of cool, it felt a bit secret agent-y, but they've removed that. I don't know why, I don't know if it'll ever come back, but yeah, that's a bit disappointing. Obviously I have to talk about the increased graphical fidelity of the game. The game uses a different SDK base, so basically there's just improved textures all around. It actually looks really nice. I don't think they could improve it in a way to make it more visually appealing. The thing is, between Source and CSGO, there's been a pretty big gap, a pretty big increase in texture size. I don't think we need anything more now, so I really like the fact that the game, it looks really nice. It brings it up to par with most modern shooters, and the models and animations are actually really good. They're pretty much true to the original games as well, which I really like. One thing worth mentioning is the fact that they brought back all of the really awesome classic maps and they've totally redone them and they look absolutely amazing now. There's been a few minor changes here and there because, well, at the end of the day, when they were developing Global Offensive, they took a lot of advice from professional players. You know, what did they want in the map and things like that. There's nothing major has been changed, it's just a few tweaks here and there, so if you're playing for a map and you've played Source before, you may notice something slightly different, but it's nothing major that's going to drastically impact the way you play the game. A feature that they've put in which is really good is the ability to just jump straight into a game. You can do this through the main menu on Quick Join, and you can get into, you know, the classic game modes like the hostage rescue and the defusal of the bomb. Really, really nice. It's pretty good if you've just got a, you know, quick 20 minutes to play and things like that. It's making the game more accessible. For the fact that, you know, the legacy browser, it's still in the game, but if you're a new player to the game, you're going to find it pretty confusing. There's all these different game modes, there's all these different things you've got to download. You know, there's certain rules on certain servers, yeah, so the fact that they've added a quick join is actually really nice, I like that. Although a lot of effort has been made to entice more casual players, I think Counter-Strike will, and always will be, a game with a very high skill ceiling. Games like Modern Warfare and Battlefield, they don't have a higher skill ceiling as Counter-Strike, and for that reason the average skill of the player is a lot higher. The fact that Counter-Strike isn't really a console game, it's for the PC, you have absolute precision accuracy, you've got all these different guns, it takes a lot of mastering, and that is the problem that I think Counter-Strike's always going to have. The fact that it's hard to get casual players into the game now. A lot of players that play Global Offensive competitively are players that have played 1.6 and then Source, and it's just a natural progression for those. going to give CSGO a 7.5 out of 10. The reason it's relatively low in comparison to all the good things I've said about it is the fact that it's really hard for casual players to get into the game, and hardcore players they know what they're getting. Okay, this review is for people who are maybe thinking about picking it up. It's a very hard game for casual players to get into, but if you can get into it, you will have a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. The main reason I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10 is the fact that it's pretty difficult to get into the first place. It's quite a niche market. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any suggestions on what I should maybe review next, please leave them in the comments. If you like the videos and would like to see more in the future, please subscribe and like. I will see you next time.